Hi guys, and welcome back to your lesson 2 with fractions. We're going to do a little bit of a review, finding a common denominator, so that we're able to start adding and subtracting our fractions for our new lessons. So please make sure you have your guided notes out and you are following along. So in order for us to find a common denominator, we have to be looking for the LCM. And if you don't remember that, what that stands for is least, and then common, and the M stands for multiple. So go ahead and make sure you take the time to write those down. So remember, LCM stands for our least common multiple. Now you're like, what's a multiple? Multiples is like our skip counting. We can do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. We can do 5, 10, 15, 20. It's everything that number, when maybe multiplied by something, it becomes another number. So let's go ahead and look at the examples where what is the LCM, or the least common multiple, for these pairs. So we have 3 and 5. So let's go ahead and just write those out. We've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Now I'm going to stop there because I'm assuming 5 is going to run into one of these. Remember, these are the multiples of 3. We got 3 times 2 for 3 times 3. Those are the multiples. So let's go ahead and write out our 5. Multiples of 5 are skip counting: 5, 10, 15. Right now I can stop. I see that there's a common number that they share. So therefore, 15 is the least common multiple. Now, I know these problems are saying to add them, but we're just making sure we know how to find the least common multiple first, because you have to be able to do that before you can start adding. So 15 is our least common multiple for our first one. Let's go ahead and look over here. Our denominators, are 12 and 3. So now we've got to find the common multiple, or the common denominator share. I'm going to leave 12 alone, but let's go ahead and look. We look back at our original 3s. We've got 3, 6, 9, 12. So 3 goes into 12. We're not going to simplify that anymore. We're going to leave it as a common denominator, or a least common multiple of 12. So a couple more examples. All right, let's look at, we got 2 sevenths and 4 fifths. We know our denominators are 7 and 5. So let's start skip counting our 7s. We have 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Now I know 5 can go into 35. It doesn't really go into anything else. So our common denominator is going to be 35. And yes, they can be a little bit larger, but that's what's got to be in order for us to either add or subtract those. All right, let's look at our second example. We have 8 and 3. So let's go ahead and write our multiples for 8. We have 8, 16, 24. I'm going to stop there. I think 3 can go into one of those. Let's skip count. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. So our least common multiple for that one is going to be 24. So now you're wondering, why does she have LCD when we were talking about least common multiple? Well, the reason we want multiple is we want also now the least common denominator. If they start to get too big, we're going to be adding a lot of fractions, all right? So the LCD stands for least common denominator, and there is your quick lesson on finding common denominators.